going to be a quick move out to that third Nexus as well as the robotics bay. So Trap just trying to get as many tools in his arsenal. He's going to need to be ready for the Banshee cloak that is just now finishing up, but we don't even have any Banshees across the field, so nothing that's going to immediately jump on top of it. Is he going to see the observer, though, and scan for it? Right now, it's just going to just be very, very quiet. I'm hunting for information, and he is going to get a chance to see the third base incoming. Here comes the double Banshee push. A little bit later than maybe Maru was expecting, but still going to be something Trap has to look out for regardless.
I don't think that observer actually saw the double Banshee, although he is moving that other observer backwards. So maybe he is starting to suspect something like that to be the case. But yeah, these two Banshees here may have a good opportunity. He's making actually another observer. Yeah, he must know. Okay, he must have seen him. Even recalling this one. So he's gonna have an observer at every single base. Let's see how well Maru, his control will be with these two Banshees. Slipping on by on the bottom side for now. There we go.
Right, so the damage has been done. Six workers so far, but where is the observer? I mean, obviously we can see it. Oh, there it is, hanging out over top. So that will get shut down. It'll be 6 workers at least for right now. And yeah, once again, Maru's just going to try and line up this tank bio push that he's been comfortable with. It is a double engineering bay on the backside, but I don't know. There's no upgrades at this point. And he's actually not going to push. He's just going to try and clear out for the third base and posture up. So Maru looking to continue the long haul in this game. So Maru just going to continue swinging around to the left-hand side, trying to cover all of those entry points and to make sure that he doesn't get brought into a bad situation. But Trap, for all that it's worth, is going to do everything he can to keep that pressure on. Because back home, he is getting the gravitic drive, that warp prism speed upgrade is working into his Colossus count a little bit deeper, and is also going to grab a 4th.
Yeah. Yeah, Trap not quite being able to get what he wanted there, I suppose, but kind of verifies the amount of stuff that Maru has. Doesn't really extend into it either, right? Just kind of poking away at one siege chink and losing maybe like 2 Stalkers or something like that. Nothing too significant. Maru here. Maru getting himself the Ghost Academy as well. Starting to prep up. Vikings on the way. I'm digging Maru's position at the moment. He's being quite defensive. And Trap is trying to take the advantage with this, right? There's that 5th Nexus as well now on the way. He's starting to get his own upgrades as well. And also getting that late game army composition with the Disruptors. But yeah, not quite being able to make it work. Anyway, Trap behind this, by the way, he is getting the fleet beacon. He did create a couple more of those Stargates at the same time. Maru got himself that fusion core on the way, right? Also starting up the air weapon upgrades. So I feel like we are definitely in it for the long haul here. These guys need to be wary. They need to stay here for a while, a little bit longer, because you know what? They are both committing for the late game composition, and we're gonna have to wait and see which one of these micro is going to be able to take points, or who's going to be able to outposition their opponents.
I think it's just going to come down to some sheer Air Force power out of Trap, because carriers are on their way 3 at a time. We're probably going to see Trap starting to engage against Maru to efficiently trade out some supply here so he can slowly remax out on those juicy carriers, grabbing those air weapons as well. And the DTs are going to start making an appearance here, start forcing some scans and some towers out of Maru as well. Trap just in a very good place economically, and I think he's going to start pulling apart Maru however he can to start bleeding him dry economically. Ooh, Kozan, we've got nukes on the way, so those ghosts are going to start being used for more than just their EMPs on shields. We're going to start seeing those outer bases start getting assaulted by the cloaky boys and girls. More carriers on the way for Trap. getting on top of a little bit of the bio, but a good scan will take care of all of the Dark Templar, at least for right now. But I love the disruptor count here. 7 disruptors are going to start working away on the forward forces here, getting on top of these tanks and starting to blaze a path for Trap as he tries to advance forward.
Some harassments on the top middle base there for Trap as well. Looks like it gets cleaned up relatively quickly though. Probably some Dark Templars. And my God, the afterburners there isn't that the upgrade for the Medivacs? You don't see that one every day.
Oh, it's been a while.
Quite interesting. What's it called?
That's a great question. I don't know off the top of my head.
All right. Right, there it goes, that little ghost boy. It's like, all right, well, where do I go? He looks a little bit silly with this skin, actually. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Like he has a big straw on his back.
Rapid reignition system.
Ooh.
That's a fancy one that we don't see a lot of, but here goes the first nuke. It's going to start working down on the fortifications of a Trap. But for the most part, not going to do any major damage if Trap's able. I mean, Trap's got 5,000 minerals in the bank. He just replaces what he needs to. But it looks like Maru's going to try and follow up here by moving on down, and the Liberators are going to start sieging up to aid in this attack.
Pretty good, but at the same time, that top left side also being taken by Trap right now. So Maru's going to have to make some moves over there as well. Let's see that Nexus does fall. There is a big surround coming in though for Trap if he does set up with those disruptors. Okay, no. Maru not gonna get caught off guard with that sensor tower, of course, immediately realizing what is happening there. He's not taking any risks, but there are those carriers. You were in fact right. We have 11 Vikings though already available here for Maru. Looks like he's gonna be okay against them for now. This is still providing more and more damage across the field.
I'm just curious to figure out how Trap is going to start moving this forward, because these Liberators and tanks are doing a really nice job of preventing the push. But here comes yet another base that's going to go down to Maru. This bio's been largely ignored, and now that's 2 Nexi down and almost 20 workers killed. And he's going to get out with most of it.
Run! Run away! Those carriers are out to get him though. Oh, it just steams the Marines forward. It's going to try to get right underneath him. Gets another one. Man, the value this man gets in this game is rather stupendous. We'll be able to help him out to another one of those carriers into the ground. Lovely stuff. 5 carriers, though. 5 carriers at the same time being produced right now. And Trap's still having a bit of a bank as well to facilitate more of the bad boys.
And Trap's got to rebuild those Nexus, though. And he's got one up here in the top left-hand corner. And even though Trap has a pretty sizable bank, he doesn't want to go for a long portion of this late game without trying to rebuild that economy. But I suppose that third base is rather low. He's only got a couple of mineral patches left. He might just want to invest in trying to get those resources elsewhere and save himself the trouble. So Maru doing a nice job, though, of keeping Trap economically uncomfortable. He's not in a bad spot, but now he can't feel as good as he was 5 minutes ago. It's more carriers on the way, and at some point, Trap's going to have enough carriers here. He should just be able to shove forward, but again, he's got to be very patient. He doesn't want to accidentally throw all of his units away to a whole bunch of Marines, because Marines, pretty good, but now it's going to be the natural under fire.
Man, whoever made that the nuclear missile thing coming out of the Ghost Academy, well done to that person. Oh, that's a big empowerment as well. So it's going to be difficult to replace the robotics facility units for a moment. It's going to have to remake those pilots immediately. Another nuke goes down, though. Oh my God, is he just planning to blow up the entirety of the production facilities here for Trap? Very well may happen.
That's a good way to win the game if you just don't allow your opponents to ever build units ever again, because that's a lot of robotics facilities. That's a great way to get more of those disruptors and colossi out onto the field. But I think at this point, I think it's going to be largely carriers, but Maru's going to continue nuking as long as Trap lets him.
More nukes absolutely everywhere here. Trap trying to make something work on the other side of the map, but Maru, look at that army of Maru. He's pretty much fully committed to the air Terran right now. He's got mostly Vikings and a ton of Liberators right there as well to help out the against the ground forces, right? Give a place for those Vikings to return to. Where are all these nukes coming from? Are you kidding me? Okay, he canceled that one, right? That must have been a cancel. My dear Lord. Okay, he's just going into overdrive. Mapu's getting tired here, Maru. You need to be careful with those. How many nukes you really are sending out here? Oh, he doesn't see it. Okay, now he does.
I was gonna say the probe pull was in time there. He's gonna lose 2, but that's not a consequential number. It's a matter of just trying to figure out how he needs to engage, because look at this. He's so sieged up. So many missile turrets. The tank coverage is pretty good. And some good EMPs are going to get on top of these carriers and allow those Vikings to get a lot of damage done. It's hard for Trap to try and engage in more than one spot at this point because there's so many pieces to this defense that are very deadly for Trap, and it's more kills on the backside here. Liberator going to pick up 14 worker kills, and Trap's having a difficult time trying to advance forward. Maru continues to dig his heels into the sand.
And this game is absolutely nuts right now, Rushy. I am quite excited to see what is going to happen here, actually. Those carriers still absolutely terrifying in a way, but those Vikings one-shotting, of course. Taking out 3 of them right now. And those are heavy blows right here. Oh, he's going to get a 4th. Yes, he is. Stalkers, though, underneath Liberator's not in the neighborhood, so Maru will have to move backwards. But that was a big blow right there, especially considering, as you mentioned, those probe numbers are faltering, so there's not that much remaining here for Trap in the way of economy.
Yeah, Maru's done a really nice job of keeping Trap contained in terms of what he can and can't get done on his production cycles. He's still got plenty of minerals, but at this point, it's the gas that he really needs to get on top of. It's just so uncomfortable to see Dark Templar not cloaked. Just weird.
Yeah. It feels
weird.
very awkward, doesn't it? It's like, oh god, it's like an old man in his underpants. I don't know.
That is a vision right there. This is a big
2 nukes
push forward.
Right underneath the carriers. Okay, Trap has to move backwards. Those nukes are getting closer. Move away, those Vikings. Maru, what are you doing? All right. Keeps everything safe, cancels the nukes as well. More harassment on that bottom right side, though. Again and again, Marauders and Marines manage to wiggle their way in here, and more nukes coming in as soon as Trap tries to move forward. He is just being bombarded by nuclear armaments, and well, honestly, right now it's actually preventing Maru from engaging this army here. There's only 3 carriers remaining, Rushy, and how many Liberators do we still have? Where did they go? We had so many of them. Did they all get picked off already?
Well, he's building 6 at a time, and that is going to be a huge anti-armor missile getting on top of this army. So much orange into this army count. There are too many Vikings and nothing to help protect those carriers. So yeah, that carrier count now down to a very, very sad looking 2 amount, and they're not even full on interceptors at this point. And now we have a fresh wave of Liberators to help guard on the ground. This is going to be one last push here for Trap, but Trap doesn't have the steam to deal with this. All of this Protoss army is going to get cleaned up. Maru, with a very, very convincing hold here, should be able to walk away with game number 3. And there it is. GG is called, and Maru, 1 win away